Alright, welcome to the video where I'm going to break down last PSA submission, last video. If you haven't checked that video out, I will link it down in the description or put a little plug of somewhere on the screen or something like that. Yeah, otherwise you can just go back to the last video. It's pretty simple like that. Alright, let's jump into it. In this video we're going to get down with numbers, break down how much I expect to make if I was to sell all these cards in today's market. It will not be, some of them are going into PC, but just for numbers and video's sake, we're going to assume that. So let's start off with the first card. Before we get into the first card, let me break down what you're seeing on the screen real quick. So this is everything. I've put the purchase date, basically what I've pre-graded, and well, I guess I can click what I'm talking about. Purchase date, so we can see it a little bit easier. Pre-grade, what I pre-graded. As we know, we had a pretty good grader, and the grading cost basically came out to $275 for this order. Basically out the door, shipping and insurance included. I did not calculate shipping to PSA within this grading cost because there was other orders within that shipment, so I just didn't want to. Basically it almost would have been a wash. It would have been cents, but I didn't bother doing that. There's still some orders at PSA, and basically I gave my purchase price. This purchase price that you see is going to be if it's purchased on eBay with tax and shipping included. I'm not just doing the price of what I paid for the card, I'm doing out the door, because that's what it cost me. That's what I'm using as an expense. And basically this order was very different, very challenging in a sense, I guess, to get some actual accurate grading, because as we can see over in this column, very low pop counts, if not ever graded before. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I feel like it's something more so in that sense in your favor. You can put the little highlighted pop, eBay pop one, or eBay pop one, PSA pop one. I wouldn't ever title that. I don't care if people, you could do like a screenshot of the pop maybe in your eBay listings as a picture. It's something I've thought of, I might be doing as like, front, back, and basically picture what you saw on the blind reveal return when I was those screenshots. And of course there's pop higher. So basically, yes, the current graded value I put on a low side of those two numbers that you saw in the video. Basically, maybe bottom dollar, some of these might be like higher than turn on best offers type of thing. So that's where I'm getting these numbers, and I'm going to explain and review why I picked these numbers right now. I will get into the total, net profit, and return on investment near the end to keep you guys staying for a while. The YouTube metrics. Alright, so we are going to do this first. It's easier to see if I highlight it. Alright, Trey Lance, the white, it's numbered out of 149. I think in the video I said it's numbered out of 199. They are numbered out of 149. We have a couple of 9s here. General rule of thumb, but it doesn't always apply, is a PSA 10, which we hit, is 3 times the PSA 9 amount. Again, that does not always apply. It's kind of, I would say, a ballpark to go against, but again, you have to be talking specifics about a player, the set, everything, condition, how rare, popular a card is. There's a lot of factors that go into numbering. It's basically endless, is what I'm trying to say. So there's a lot of altering factors that come into play. So if I was to do 3 times, we would almost be near 150, but I feel that's pretty high-ish in a sense, although this is off season, and basically I feel comfortable putting this card at 120. And if Trey Lance in the off season gets traded, if he ends up starting the season or something over Brock Purdy, who knows what the case may be. There's a lot of factors to where all of a sudden there's going to be a lot of eyes on Trey Lance, and he's basically an unknown right now. So it's kind of a prospect in a sense type of card or name. Obviously, it's not as like true rookie, but it kind of had, I think, I was military oriented, just got out of the military, airborne, and this whole card has a very kind of like true, I think I explained multiple times, impact on my life. So that's why I'm one away from the rainbow, the 101. And like I've said prior, the seller has got that thing pretty high. So I've been holding off. I don't know, maybe I should send another offer and message him and see where he's at, sitting at now. But all right, so the orange is basically, that was bought. There was two of them. One was bought when I think Rookies and Stars maybe just came out. We know last year's product came out really late. Basically 2021's product came out early 2022 and into summer. So this is when they were heightened. As you can see, the purchase price $185.20, and then I bought it basically 1 week prior, I think, basically before he rolled his ankle and broke it. So you can see the big huge price gap, and this is during the season, and this is off season. So it just shows you when a new product release, it doesn't always necessarily mean where the season is at compared to a product release. Numbers are inflated and they eventually go down, but they also become harder to find. So basically, these numbers out of 25, these orange, they're numbered out of 25. You're not going to be able to find these nowadays on the market. It's going to be very difficult if you're trying to find this. So I have that going for me, along with there's only 3 of them in a pop 3 and a PSA 10, and I have 2 of them. So there's one floating out there that would be your only chance on finding a 10, unless you're going to find these somehow raw and then get it graded. So that's how it's going there. I'll basically just run past those 2 orange, and as you can see the numbers, and 225 was basically, I did just list it. I don't think there's much interest on it as of right now. So next one is the only gold that I got in a PSA 10. 2014 is not a very desirable design set, and if you're wondering why it's not actually showing the best offer, like maybe, let's see if we can find Alt's extension is not proving very good. Anyways, I'm not going to run all through those. I got this actually on the offer out the door, $20. I think it was like maybe $16 or $17, but that was with tax and shipping, $20.02. I have this, being that it's gold, very desirable gold cards for collectors. Probably could get around $100 for it. It's the only one, pop 1. So that's the reasoning on that. The 2013 and 2014 and 2013, I can't speak. 2013 and 2010, both those hit the 9s. So the 2013, I think this was my card. Someone got a deal on a bid here. Pretty sure this is the one I bought. I think, was that on an offer? Yeah, so I got that for $15.89 out the door. And since it hit a 9, basically I'm breaking even with the purchase price and grading costs. So there's going to be some losses involved, and basically learning, okay, hey, that maybe wasn't a good idea at that price point, or maybe I shouldn't have sent it in for grading, just relisted type thing, thinking, hey, there's no way that this is going to get a 10. Obviously I had it at a 9 and it hit a 9. So next one here was the 2010. There it is. I mean, golds are hard to find, so they have that going for you. It's just when you hit a 9 and a golds of maybe not such a common card, it's still gonna have value, but it's obviously not just much value, especially when you hit a 10 and a gold. It's the 3 times rule actually very, very well should come into play. with gold specifically, and what I discussed earlier. Okay, so we have the Camo Prism. I might be a little light on this. Where are we at? The George Kittle. You're not going to be able to find it. It's the only one, I think, listed, and these were numbered out of 25, I believe. So they're going to be pretty difficult. Here's basically a gold laser. These aren't numbered. I think these were retail. $35. Someone got a pretty good, nice deal out of $199. Here's that same card out of $199 for $43. So I mean, that's a 9, and mine's out of 25, a 10. So I would put it actually $100 more, north of $100. So is that the same card? 46? No, there's another one for 46. A lot of blue waves out of $199, but you can buy them for less than $10. So that's how I came up on that. Next one's going to be the Tom Brady. This actually is going to be one that's we've seen has been heavily submitted. There's a pop of 63 and 8, and there's quite a few 9s and 10s out there. So this was definitely a loss. Bought it at $15.83. Grading cost basically was more than the card worth, which actually will be common for the rest of these cards. And I don't have this going over $20 selling. So this was a blue. These aren't numbered on 2007, the blues. Here's a refractor in 9. Actually, no, these are 8s. Apologies. It's a blue and an 8. There's a refractor in 8. So the refractors, I don't know what they're going for raw, but basically that would be kind of an interesting tell to see what they're going for raw, as you can see what they're going for just in 8s. And here's our base 8s. So someone got a bid at 15. Here's one that went actually for 40 back in late December, so near the start of the year. So I feel comfortable at $20 on that. Again, it's going to be a loss a little bit. So it was basically gauging what did I have, that 8 or a 9, and it got an 8. I was hoping for the 9 on that. It might have been a little bit more helpful, but all right. The copper refractor, bought this back in September, out the door for $13.86. Where are we on that? This one is going to be hard to find, actually. I have it at $70. There is one other one out there that I could put it up for $70. It's going to be... I'm losing my spots here. So, I mean, it's a cheap card. It's less than $10. What I actually pay for this, I said $13.86 at the door. So, yeah, that's not much to come up with a number on that, but nonetheless, we'll just roll with the 70 there. All right, this was actually a sweet card to have in a 10. 125. Actually, right before making this video, I didn't have a screenshot for it within the submission video, but I was researching after the fact, and I was like, I'm just gonna put numbers. But I did just find this actually right before making this video, so I was actually pretty spot on. It went for 120, and I think this is the only one out there. Besides, no, there's one other. So there was a pop 3, so I have one of 3, and one just went for 120. So that's very accurate. I bought that card for $10.18. So as you're going to see, there's a good return on investment there. All right. We'll just run through these real quick. I mean, I think you all get the idea of where I'm going with this. This is another one. Really cheap card. You can buy this card for $5. Basically, just base refractor. I happen to be the only one that has 1 in a 10. I don't know how that's possible on such a common card. I bought this out the door, shipped, tax. included for $5.55. Hit 10. Like I said, I was expecting a 9. There was a lot of expecting 9s that turn into 10s, but $75, I feel very comfortable being able to get that. The refractor, let's see, what is this? The black. Yeah, these were cheap. That's $9.29. I won't really go through these because you're not going to be able to find these cards within on the eBay. I was just trying to get some ideas. We'll jump all the way down to the X-Fractor. These were 9, so I mean, again, losing money. The grading fees plus purchase price was over what I expect to get back. So yeah, that comes into basically decision making, smart decision making and bad decision making. Where are we at? Oh, we're at this guy. Okay. Again, pop 1, expecting 8 or 9. This was actually a big, like, what happened here? How did that hit a 10? So yeah, out the door again, $6.35. I have the only X-Fractor 2007, and I don't think I'm going to. I mean, I think that might have been my card, but as you can see, they're cheap, and there's no pop. And this is a future Hall of Famer, Steve Smith. So it's kind of like a no-brainer. Some collector eventually. The thing is, you're getting a jump. I feel like I'm kind of getting a jump pre-Hall of Fame status for a lot of these. Or is Steve Smith already in the Hall? No, I don't think he's there yet. But he should. I think he's a top 10 receiver career-wise, easily. Or top 15 minimum career-wise. 20, pushing it. I'll stop there. Alright, the Jalen Ramsey auto. There is some kind of research on this one. Here we go. Here's a 10 out of 10. I'm guessing that's gold. And here's a 1 out of 1. That went for 133. So I have this being a pop 1, hitting 120. I feel comfortable that I could probably acquire that just because that PSA slabs all of a sudden, and it's a thicker card. It's probably 75 plus point on that, I'm assuming, easily. So yeah, that was a good return right there. And the last card, PC-ish, not really attached to it, but it was free. I pulled it, so that's why there's no purchase price. Basically, I feel comfortable to pop 1. These were numbered out of, what, 199. So there's a couple that just recently went right there, as you can see. So let's get back into the numbers. So basically, out the door, paid $275 and $473 for the cards, and profit expect to come out to 13. Well, value I should say is $13.90. Our profit is going to be $641.81. I would expect to, if I was to sell all these cards. Obviously, I'm not going to make that immediately. Some of these are probably long-term holds, but I have no problem stacking inventory and basically selling, trickling, maximizing my profit. I'm a buy it now type guy instead of auction. All right, return investment. This is a number that was actually pretty good to check out. A lot of times when you're selling online, 30% is a good number to have. And look at some of these numbers. Obviously, we went into the negatives for some of this, but basically the average came out to 123.34 return on investment on all these cards. So I would say we're definitely in the positive. You can obviously sit here and look at, if you want to look at each card, you can pause it and scan these numbers. And I think what was the biggest one? That maybe this guy, the Jalen Ramsey. I mean, 120 might be pushing it. Let me know if you think I'm off on that. yeah, this guy was free, so that's why that's high. The lower price orange, probably this one, 113. Yep, the white. So 356. This one's pretty high. Yeah, the red. So I mean, yeah, I bought that card for $10. Graded it for a little over 17, and could hit 125 on it. So yeah, that's the order. That's everything. 641. Average of 123. Return on investment. And be waiting for the next video just like this, blind reveals. I'm gonna be sending quite a few orders out. I have so much stockpile that I need to get pre-graded, scanned, checked out, surfaced, and out the door back, and we'll get some more videos rolling. Let me know if you have any questions on this type of stuff. I'm relatively new, but been doing eBay for multiple years, so I know that side very, very well. But jumping into the grading submission type aspect of cards, I have a strong liking to it right now. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you possibly learned something. I actually learned something when I started doing these charts and crunching numbers. It really helps kind of learn your cards and what you're getting the value out of, and you can make better decisions that way as well. So it definitely helps, and hopefully this helps y'all. So thanks for watching again, and y'all take care.